Well, hello, my beautiful Leo. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of July, right through to the end of August 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Now, I have reinstated the Gaia chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to your outcome. I don't know if you noticed that the Gaia chimes, I got a sense of diligence, like pushing forward on something. It almost felt like it was like one note for a while, so perhaps this is intense focus, but also complete silence over here on these decks. So perhaps there's a very important message that you need to pay attention to when these decks come into play. But let's get your cards and see what's going on there for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Leo? What do they need to know right now? What are they going through at this moment in time? Can you please show them the way regarding their career and money situation? What do they need to be aware of? So we've got the Lovers card as your first card there. So this, of course, is about following your heart in your career, but also it is about choices. So some of you are in the planning stages of something or looking at your options regarding your career sector. I feel some of you are perhaps looking at closure. I'm being given this energy of closure on something. So it could be something that's run its course. This could be a project. It could be a contract, for example. It could be a subscription. And you could be looking for alternatives at this time, especially since the Fool card is there. But, this could also be a client, or it could be a new way of working in some way, because the Lovers card can indicate that you've been doing something persistently for so long, and that's the energy that I've got in the water there, and suddenly there was silence. So it could be that you've completed something and now you're on to the next. So I want you to be aware this is a positive energy. I got lots of positivity from the energy, but the Lovers card can be that perhaps there is, especially if you work for a company, perhaps there's going to be someone who leaves the company, and this person actually maybe going on to pastures new. And I'm getting a strong energy of being headhunted, my beautiful Leo. So if you are in a company or you work for a company, for example, I feel you could get noticed by somebody, and they actually offer you an opportunity elsewhere, and then you've got to look at your options. Yeah, Two of Wands. So you in the planning stages of something, but also I feel like you are perhaps weighing up your options on something. But I'm going to get the rest of your energy first. I feel, I feel there's a little bit of a lull in your industry, whatever it is that you do. So, for example, You know, we are reading for the end of July, August, and this could be a period where a lot of people are kind of like on vacation. Perhaps you're on vacation because we are reading for your season, my beautiful Leo. Happy birthday to all you wonderful Leos when your birthday season starts there at the end of July and beyond into August. So this could be that, you know, you are detaching from whatever it is you do to take a bit of a getaway or a rest, maybe even a staycation for some of you. But ultimately, I feel there is this energy of you really kind of mapping your progress in the planning stages of something, deeply engaged in envisaging something new right now. So you could be like ready to launch something, but you're holding off, or you're working on something behind the scenes right now in order to, how would you like to receive? And we've got the Eight of Wands. Yeah, in order to like be ready to launch it later on. Okay, I feel this month is all about discipline. It's about your focus. And I feel it's about you kind of like strategically planning something. And I'm also getting this energy, especially with the Lovers card. You know, this can be, it's time to make a decision, and a life-changing decision in some way. But also, I'm being given this energy of, let me put it this way. So if you're doing something that you love, okay, whatever that may be in your career, it can be that there's someone that you care about who is very critical about whatever it is that you do. And, you know, I feel like you're actually going to highlight to this person that you're secure in the path that you've chosen, and that actually you're going to be very successful in it. So that's a message that's just coming out there. So if, you know, someone who is close to you, someone in your family unit, your soul tribe, you know, I feel like they want to be supportive, but there is this energy of worry because we have that Five of Pentacles there. So it can be that you're, or someone out there, because this message is coming through, you may be going into an industry that perhaps is very challenging. I mean, every industry is challenging, doesn't matter what sector, whether it's artistic, whether it is economical, whether it is construction, whether it is, you know, catering, whatever, fashion, whatever it is. I feel, you know, right now, economically, things are challenging. It's always been that way, but, you know, we have ramped up that level of craziness over the last couple of years, and things have been very volatile, shall we say. So every industry is going to be challenging right now. I feel, unfortunately, we're in an environment where job security is no longer something that is a given, right? You know, if you think about the 30s, 40s, 50s, they always talked about job security and things like that. Well, I feel like we're in a very transient kind of period economically and in terms of humanity, and I don't like it as much as you probably don't like that, to be honest, but I feel like you find job security, you know, in whatever it is you're doing. You are going to be stable. You're building a foundation financially where you're taking ownership, and you're going to stand out from the crowd, and you're going to be very successful in whatever it is that you do. Okay. Eight of Wands is some really great news coming on in, and some of you are actually waiting for this news. So you could have taken a course of learning, or you're upskilling, or getting a qualification or certification. I definitely see here advancement over the next coming weeks, but it may be slow process at the end of July, because it feels very much like there's a lull in whatever industry it is that you work in. Okay. Now, also, I feel this is about you questioning whether you love what you do, of course. And I feel like some of you are kind of like making some strong decisions about how far you've come and where you want to take your career to next. And I do want to acknowledge that whatever decision you make, it is the right decision, okay? I feel intuitively there is a leap of faith here. Five of Pentacles, it's in the resistance position, which is kind of where you want it to be, because that can indicate that, you know, there's going to be no worry about finances. So if you have been worrying about finances, I definitely see here that, you know, there is something that you're actioning or doing that means that you're secure, you have enough, you're being really financially savvy here. Now, if you've come to this reading and you're currently out of work, perhaps you separated from something that you did love at one stage, whether that's through redundancy, or, you know, you had to walk away from something that was eventually toxic, but you kind of loved it at the beginning, or even if it was like a contract, you know, it was a rolling contract or a specific time frame there. I feel, you know, you've had to separate, because the Lover's card, especially with the figures on this card, you know, there is one person kind of leaving, you know, and we've got that Two of Wands. It's like you're watching, waiting, being vigilant for opportunities. Well, the Magician card says, what is it do you actually want in a career? What is it that you want in a role? You know, and I feel this is something you're actually aligning with. I feel there's this energy of being very niche at this time, saying, okay, I love this certain aspect of the job that I had before, but I don't like this. So I want more of this and I don't want any of this. And I feel like you're going to manifest a role, an opportunity that comes your way. And it's in the process of becoming available is what I'm seeing there. A lot of you will secure this interview is what I see, and the Eight of Wands tells me that you're really going to breeze this interview, that, you know, you're really passionate about what you do. There's advancement here. I feel, you know, you may have to travel. I'm seeing maybe 2 interview processes there, but I do feel that you secure, you know, this role is what I'm seeing. It's for the long term, whatever this is. I feel like you gain an opportunity. I feel this is stability. And I also get this energy that it allows you to build the wealth that you're hoping for is what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm being given this energy that wherever it is you're going to get this role, it's almost like a closed shop, if that makes sense. I'm not really sure what I'm being given here, but it feels very kind of like closed off to the outside. So perhaps this place, whatever it is going to be different for all of you. Maybe they kind of normally source in-house, but legally I feel like they have to filter it outside the usual parameters. But I feel like, you know, you're the best person for the job. So you're going to clinch the deal, as it were, and you're going to advance really quickly in this position. I feel, you know, there is this energy with the Magician card that you made this happen. It's like you focused so hard, you worked so hard, you're so disciplined and diligent, you made it happen. You made this become your reality through sheer force of will, but also talent. You're a very creative person, you're very talented, very gifted, and I definitely see here that there is a role that is going to be offered to you because you have all the skill set, everything you need is within you. So even if there's something like on the job spec where they say, okay, I want this, I want the candidate to have this, and maybe you don't have that on your resume, you could be like, oh, worried that perhaps there's something missing on the resume, or perhaps there's something here that you feel they wouldn't hire you. Remember, if you're in the interview, it's because they've already seen your resume. They are like loving what you've got on your resume so far, even the absence of certain ingredients, okay? Otherwise, you wouldn't be in the room. So they just want to see how you are, how you conduct yourself, you know, how passionate you are about the role, how hungry you are for this role, how you can transform it, how you can be an asset to the team or to the environment, okay? So even if it's like a fashion house, they just want to see, you know, how you conduct yourself, how strong you are, how confident you are in your convictions. So please take it as it resonates. You know, of course, even if like you're going for a role in like a warehouse, for example, it can be that you are someone who has attention to detail. You're someone who is very efficient at what you do. You're someone who is, you know, wanting to elevate in the company. So therefore, you know, you're hungry for, you know, entering into a specific role, but then working your way up so you can staircase your finances. That's what they want to see because they already like your resume. You're in the room to interview. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. I do see you clinching a deal. I would say Four of Pentacles, it feels like you start quite quickly in this. It's like you're given the role and suddenly you're starting and you're like, whoa, okay. And that also applies if anyone out there is currently putting their resume out there to find a role. Two of Wands indicates that you expect to wait because it's in the protagonist energy, okay? But the outcome, the reality is it's going to happen quite quickly. So I would say, you know, that you're going to get your house in order, as it were, given your notice, because for some of you, there is a new start here, okay? Not all of you. I don't see everybody, like, you know, moving into a new role over the next coming weeks and months, but I do see some of you, you know, really advancing and taking a leap of faith elsewhere, okay? And I see here that you'll start quite quickly. You'll become part of the team or whatever it is that you do really quickly there. And you're going to fit right in. I feel it's like a family feel. People want to get to know you. They want you to be a linchpin in the company that you're going to be working for, okay? So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy because, of course, not everybody's working for a company. Some people may be very independent. So I feel this is about leading with your heart. It's about being passionate about what you do. But some of you may be looking at duality in your circumstances. So, this can indicate you have a lot on your plate. And of course, there are some things that you love doing and some things that you don't love doing. So it can be that you're prioritizing the things that you love right now and you're completing things to a very high standard. Especially if there's a bit of a lull, it can be that you're getting round to things that you've been meaning to finish for some time, okay? But I also feel like some of you, if there is a certain program, whether it's a computer program or whether it's an app or whether it is a subscription or something, it feels like it comes to an end. And for a lot of you with the Two of Wands, you're shopping around or you find that, it's come to a complete end and now you have to look at alternatives. So that's coming out there as well. Now, if you're just here in this reading regarding your finances and you're like, okay, I just want to know about my money, okay? The Five of Pentacles tells me a lot of you are a little bit worried about stability and your finances there. This can indicate, of course, that you're noticing the pinch when it comes to, everyday items, but some of you are trying to save for a vacation or you're going on a vacation, and it could be that's why you feel this month is a little bit more of a pinch regarding your finances. But the Four of Pentacles indicates that you are savvy, you're secure in your finances. There's an opportunity to save a little bit more than you expected and still make the purchases that you're intending to purchase. So if you are saving for that vacation, you're factoring that into your plans, of course, and that Four of Pentacles indicates that you're going to hold on to some of your finances. So you may find a discount, for example. I would say, if you are taking a vacation, I would say there could be some delays there, and some of you may actually get some compensation regarding that, and that will probably tell you how long the delay will be, which is frustrating. You'll still have an amazing time on your vacation, but I do see that some of you may get a little bit of compensation there. I hate giving this message. Okay, I gotta give it though. I'm only getting a very small percentage, so I don't want anyone to be like paranoid because it's probably not going to be you, okay? But I'm getting a very small percentage, like 2%, very small, okay? Where an item of baggage may not arrive at the same time as you do. It may get delivered a little bit later for your vacation, okay? So that's just coming through for you. Or if you're coming back from a vacation, for example, it could be that one item, it feels quite small in the item, so I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm being given that. So just factor that in to your plans. If there's something important that you may need on the other side, quite quickly or immediately, I would say maybe slip it into some hand language or something like that. So yeah, I'll leave that there. That's an aside from the career. The Two of Wands basically indicates, a wait. And it can indicate that you're waiting for some sort of news or some sort of results, as it were. So I feel a lot of you are investing your whole heart and soul into whatever it is that you do, whether you're an independent worker, whether you're creative. I definitely see here you're very gifted at what you do. The Two of Wands indicates that, you're waiting for results. You've been putting so much hard work in and you feel that things are at a very slow pace at this moment in time. So you may be, trying to plan ahead on something. I definitely get this appetite for ambition, this restlessness, wanting to achieve more in some way. And there could be this idea of two streams of income, because of course we have the Five of Pentacles here and the Four of Pentacles. So a lot of you could be looking at that sense of duality with that Lover's energy and thinking of alternative ideas to bring you in finances, whether it is, doing what you do and replicating it, doubling it, because the Lovers, it is the twins, it is Gemini energy. So it could be that, for example, if you're an artist, it could be that you're now making prints of an original that you have created, and now you're selling that, for example. Or it could be that if you run an Etsy store, for example, you're creating certain lines of jewelry or art or whatever it is. It can be that you're replicating it, or maybe even, doubling up by setting up an alternative shop, or, I feel this energy of doubling what you have because that is the double card. Okay, it's like looking at your options and how to double your finances. If you're not like an independent worker, or you're not like creative, for example, it could be that you're looking at financial institutions and how you can invest your finances and look at the best interest rate so you can create some extra money from that effortlessly. Or, I mean, I don't know anything about stocks and shares, but you could be looking at that at this time as well in order to increase your finances. I mean, a lot of you are focused on, trying to build your finances in a very challenging economic market. So you may be just shopping around at this time. But that Two of Wands, it means you're focused on your plans, okay? You're ambitious. You may be even feeling like you're about to take a risk. This could be a new project, new client. It could be a new idea that's been formulating, and now you're strategizing. And the Fool card says you will launch this. You may feel it's not ready right now. I feel like something is bubbling up. It feels like you're formulating or strategizing in some way, maybe even getting the knowledge to literally make ripples in your industry or do something that shows that you stand out from the crowd and you're appreciated for what you do. The Magician card indicates that you have potent power of creation. Whatever it is, whether an idea or you're taking physical action on something, I feel like you're creating something that's going to be very powerful in your industry or your career, especially since we have the Magician as the outcome. This is your intention, and then you're making it happen because it's an outcome card as well, okay? Now, of course, the Magician card indicates that you have infinite possibilities, and you've got this. You have the skills, you have the intelligence, and you have the creativity and talent to make things happen. And that's what I feel like you're doing. It's like you're looking at your plans and you're making things happen right now. But these things, they feel very much like either they're behind the scenes or you're formulating. It's like it's not ready yet. You're in motion with something. And when the moment is right, of course, then you'll launch it or you will release it in some way. And, the Fool card is in the resistance position at first. So that can indicate you feel it's not ready. And also, I'm being given this energy that whatever it is you're working on, some of you may feel it's like you may feel you haven't reached your full potential in something, okay? And you may be deciding to source other avenues or perhaps approach, your boss if you have a boss, or if you're like an independent worker, an entrepreneur. It could be that you're sourcing other avenues to advance. So you could be asking your boss if there's any opportunity to staircase or nourish your career in a different way, or you could actually be taking the opportunity, being independent and deciding to kind of like, as I mentioned already, kind of like double what you're doing, or, reach out and find partnerships, alliances or brand deals or something there. A lot of you, because we have the Lover's card there and we have the Wands, this can connect to that push, that, internet interaction, especially since we have that air energy with Gemini there, and that card actually has like figures in the clouds. You could be utilizing the internet in some way. So, for example, if you do something day to day, I feel you could write a manual or a book on how to do it. And it could be something that kind of replicates what you do in a way in order to advance, financially, sell that book or that manual. Or it could be also that you help other people. You could be building right now your brand or your industry, or setting up like a website, or doing something that helps you, but it feels like it's not ready to launch, or it feels like it's in motion right now. And towards August, I feel, especially middle of August, I'm getting, you could be ready to launch something then and allow it to be seen. And it's going to take off quite quickly. So if it is online, I feel some of you, it could be a very quick advancement, viral kind of energy there. But I really feel like you're making ripples. A lot of you may also be so, talented, like a pro at what you do, that you could be thinking about going independent at this time, launching your own business, because this is to launch something. It is literally to take a leap of faith. And I feel that it's going to do really well. Of course, you're going to be in a very powerful position. Four of Pentacles. I feel like you're being very diligent, very serious. You're not going to rush into this. I feel like you're gathering all the knowledge, maybe even learning from other people and the strategies they use so you can avoid any pitfalls there. But the Fool card card, especially since it has a cat there, okay, I feel this is about you coming into the spotlight in some way, but also independently doing something that really is a ripple effect in your career. But also I feel in your finances. So with the Five of Pentacles there, I mean, it is in the resistance position at first, and that's exactly where you want it to be, because this can indicate where there was no opportunity, suddenly there was. Where you were worried about your finances, suddenly hope returns. You know, this could be a new job, this could be a new client, this could be a new project that really, you know, sets your soul on fire, that you get excited about. But also, this is about you believing in yourself and recognizing that you are enough to take the next steps on whatever it is that you're doing right now. So whether it is something that you're doing that people don't understand, whether it's your family who are worried about you taking a certain path, you know, I feel that you have the courage of your conviction to move through and be an ultimate success. And you're going to prove them with action that you will reach the top in something that you're doing. And with the Five of Pentacles, I mean, it is with the Chariot card. I would say those of you who have a car, you know, there could be a moment, and I hate giving you this message, I feel for some of you, there could be some repair work that's needed on the car that you will spend money on this month, or perhaps you're getting like a service, for example, there could be some money going out there. But also, I would say be a little bit mindful that if you are traveling to a new place, okay, and you're not really au fait with the speeding limits or anything, maybe it's not signed correctly, I'm not sure, but what I'm being given here is if you're going to a new place, because the Fool card is there, and you're traveling by car, you're driving, just watch your speed, okay? I mean, we should always watch our speed, but I do feel that, you know, there could be like a hidden sign, or there could be something that kind of like captures your speed, and I just get this energy that you're not aware of it somehow. It's not like you're doing it on purpose. So I would just say be mindful when you're traveling and be very diligent, especially if you're going to new areas, because there could be a hidden sign that just basically wants to capture people and catch them out and just, you know, make money. So just watch out for that, because I feel a speeding ticket or fine could be in and around the next 6 weeks for you, okay? So just watch out for that, okay? Now, the Chariot card in this position, of course, it's in the reverse. So a lot of you may feel that you're putting all this effort into whatever it is you're doing, and you love what you do, or you love aspects of what you do. But it can be that you feel like you haven't advanced for some time, or you feel like you're in the same place, the same plateau, as it were, or you feel it's a long and challenging road right now. But the Eight of Wands tells me that there is going to be movement and improvement. There is some sort of good news that comes on in. So the Fool card can represent this news that comes in, like some sort of indication that you're about to move forward. I mean, I'm looking at the energy. I have to be honest with the majority of you there. I'm not seeing promotion vibes in the next 6 weeks. It's not showing up. Doesn't mean it's not there. It just means it's not showing up predominantly in the energy right now. The Fool card can indicate, especially in that position, that perhaps things are still busy for you, because the Two of Wands can indicate that you're pushed and pulled in different directions. You're having to make a choice. You're having to be flexible. You know, it is also a card of duality, where you're focused on many projects. Your attention is being drawn to lots of places, and you're being very vigilant in whatever it is you're doing. But the Chariot card, you know, especially in the resistance position at first, it can indicate that you're feeling a slowdown in the pace, or you feel that business, maybe it's a seasonal thing. That's what I'm being given. It's like a seasonal thing, and things will start to pick up pace, you know, a little bit earlier than usual is what I'm also being given. So perhaps you feel normally the season would be having a bit of a lull. So I'm just seeing like the end of August, it picking up real quick. Okay, so I'm not sure what industry people work in. I just feel like it gets to a faster pace. There's a lot more work to be done. It just feels like things pick up a nicer pace at the end of August, or middle to end of August. That's coming through strongly there. But also opportunities to advance or change or reach your goal come on in during that period. So, I mean, looking at the energy, a lot of you are taking a bit of a break, withdrawing in order to take stock of your career. So if you are having a getaway at this time, a vacation, or even a staycation, it gives you time to think about your direction, because I feel a lot of you are thinking about direction over the next coming weeks, and about the direction of your plans, the destination you want to hit. And I want you to be aware you're completely on course to reach your goal. The Eight of Wands always says you're on course. You are like tunnel vision working on something. And although it has been a struggle and it has been challenging, because Five of Pentacles can indicate that it has been a struggle, you know, success, no one said it was ever going to be easy. Because that Five of Pentacles, it will go into the upright energy. Anything that's in the reverse does go into the upright. So for some of you, I mean, you could be investing in a new independent business. So you're pooling your resources into starting that up. This could be a startup, okay? So it doesn't mean that you're losing finances. It means you're reinvesting in your finances, but you're making sure that you're secure. You're not giving out too much. No matter who you are, whether you're in a career or not, I feel a lot of you are focused on not, you know, overspending over the next couple of weeks and months there. But you're not also going to downsize on things that bring you joy, because you're still connecting to things that make you happy. You know, treating yourself, being surrounded with people there. You know, I definitely see here that you're just going to be clever and find discounts, deals. I'm also being shown a loyalty card right now. So some of you could even like use points to purchase things. I just feel like somehow with that Four of Pentacles, there's more money in your pocket and you're thinking about your financial future. Now, of course, Four of Pentacles, you know, is all about security. So it can be that a lot of you are focused on your 401ks, you know, you are focused on your pensions, you're focused on your acquisitions and real estate, for example. A lot of you could be thinking about going into real estate, or you're thinking about purchasing a home or relocating in some way. I also get this very intense energy of some of you wanting to not change direction, but do what you do, but do it online or be more nomadic in your industry. So you could be, for some of you, contemplating either one of two things. A course correction, where you actually do something that you've been learning about so that you can be more nomadic or travel a little bit more with your work or whatever it is that you do. Or it could be that, you know, whatever it is you do already allows you the opportunity to be working on the move, because the Chariot card is a movement card. It feels right now that you're finding a base, or you have a base, but you're looking for the future. You know, some of you may be migrating your business in some way, or you may be looking at alternative financial regions, shall we say, where you can actually keep more of your money, legally keep more of your money. So it could be that you're looking into strategies like that at this time as well. But I would say with that Magician energy that whatever it is you're manifesting, it's going to be very successful, because the Magician says your dreams become your reality. And the Eight of Wands indicates, yep, you're busy doing whatever it is that you do, but there is going to be noticeable advancement or good news that comes in that highlights that you're heading in the right direction over the next coming weeks. So this could be a message, but also this is about your energy, your drive. I feel a lot of you may be sitting on ideas, or you are like creatively planning something at this stage, but now it takes off as you move through August. And I feel with that Four of Pentacles, you know, you've built a foundation for your future. There is longevity here as well. Now, the Magician card can indicate as well, some of you may be purchasing tools in order to do what you do, laptops, you know, actual physical tools, cameras, tools like DIY tools. You know, if you work in construction, it could be tools to do with that. You know, I'm not really au fait with all the tools that could be out there. Tools are tools, right? But whatever it is you need to do whatever it is that you are doing in your career right now, I feel a lot of you could be purchasing tools in order to aid your process, and it will make it easier. So some of you, there may be some more expensive kind of items there. I do feel like you find a discount there, but also I want you to be aware this is an investment and it will help you attract more wealth. Okay, so that's something that's coming through very strongly there. Now, Four of Pentacles, of course, is you hanging on to money. It is you also recognizing that, yes, you're working really hard, but don't allow life to pass you by. So I definitely see a few, you know, moments of time off, as it were. And whether it is, as I mentioned, a staycation or a vacation there. For some of you, there could be a quick trip at the end of August as well there. A lot of you could even make a trip for work, whether this is to an exposition or some sort of talk, or even a course of learning for some of you. It helps inform you, because I feel like there's value in this trip. You know, the Four of Pentacles is all about value. So this could be that you've seen a course that can help you with knowledge or advancement or even networking in some way, and it just feels like there is advancement. Now, also, I'm getting an energy of some of you contemplating a partnership. Now, a partnership, it can be like with a social media platform, for example, in order to double your finances or, have a creative agreement in order to plan for the future, work together. And some of you may have just applied for this and you may be waiting. I feel like you're going to get the thumbs up, the go ahead. You're going to advance quite quickly on that. For some of you, this could be that you've applied for something for your industry, whether it is a certification, qualification, or some sort of badge or kind of legal document that helps you do what you do. I feel like, again, you're going to get the thumbs up. I feel like you get the go ahead and you're moving forward with a lot of excitement and you're very driven this month there as well. But more than anything, I feel, if you're thinking about a creative partnership with a person that you really care about in your life, like a family member or a soul tribe member, important to get a contract. I mean, I don't see any contract energy here, but it's always good just to make sure that everybody's on the same page as you. Again, I feel like you could be working together. But what I do see here, and got to be honest with what I see here, I feel like you put a lot of effort into this and the other person, they share your vision of the future, but I feel that with the Five of Pentacles there, they may kind of like not put as much effort into it eventually as you do, and there could be a bit of a struggle there, a bit of a longing to get them to advance a little bit more or to invest a little bit more of their energy into it. So with that Four of Pentacles, I feel like you're left holding the baby, as it were, when it comes to the business. But I feel that's fine with you. I feel like you're very empowered there, Eight of Wands, but there could be some conversation later on about who does what, and this person eventually, and this is way in the future, they may actually discuss with you walking away from the business. But by then I feel like you've built something that's really strong, okay, and you can take it to the next level. That's what I'm seeing there. Eight of Wands is ultimately success. It means, things are gathering momentum. You're putting a lot of effort in there. You're inspired. You are going to hit your targets and get all your tasks and responsibilities done there. I feel a lot of you this month is all about refining your goals and the details of the goals, setting specific milestones for you to reach that are achievable so that you can break it down into steps, if that makes sense, with that Two of Wands and the Eight of Wands, and then things start to really pick up pace. Also, I'm getting this energy to be organized and be ready for the pace. So if you're ready to launch something or you're ready to start something, it's like you're readying yourself and steadying yourself for the pace or the pickup of the season in some way. That's something that's coming through there. Financially, I feel like you are going to be able to save a little bit more money than you thought you would. It may not be as much as usual, but it feels very much like, okay, you have certain financial responsibilities this month and you thought you would overspend because of them. However, I feel like you've been very clever and you've managed to reach a financial target and stay on top of it, is what I'm seeing. Some of you may even utilize like a new app that you're going to love that keeps you on top of your financial goals there. Now, some of you, not all of you, of course, some of you may also be contemplating when it is the right time to retire. Okay, because we have that Two of Wands, which is the wait and watch, be vigilant. We've got the Fool card there, which can be that some of you are waiting for that next stage, a new era. So with that Four of Pentacles there, I feel like, you're looking at your savings, your acquisitions, wondering if you're stable there. Eight of Wands, you're going to do a lot of traveling when you are retired. I feel like you're going to love it, okay? But of course, the worry is always going to be there because, 401ks, pensions, depending on the index funds or the acquisitions that they are invested in, they always fluctuate. So we must acknowledge, and I feel like you're being very clever about this, we must not allow certain worries, unless, of course, you can physically see facts on the page that you go, okay, not now. But looking at the energy, I feel like you're going to be secure. Okay, so you may be retiring in the next coming weeks for some of you, but if not, it could be that you're deciding a certain age of when you want to retire. And I feel like you will hit that target. A lot of you are going to create security through real estate or your home. Okay, that's what I'm seeing there. But ultimately, I feel a lot of you are contemplating what you do for a living right now to earn your finances, and whether you feel secure there or whether you feel at home there, whatever it is you're doing, okay? Creating a base. So I'm just going to go get some final cards for you. So we have ornaments, mature investment, celebration, retail, beauty, finishing work. So a lot of you, yeah, completing tasks and responsibilities, getting it done, okay? Even getting around to things that you've been meaning to get around to for a while. Money coming on in, okay? So there's some sort of good news regarding an investment. We've also got magic. I mean, you got the 2 cards of magic. You got the magician there, and there's literally magic there. So I feel like you are making magical steps in your industry, whatever they are. You know, there's something that you're doing that's going to be very successful. But a lot of people, they may just see your success. They're not seeing the amount of effort and work, blood, sweat, and tears, worry, stress. You know, I feel a lot of you are under pressure, and I feel nobody sees that. They just see the success when it occurs, and they think, oh, lucky Leo, you're so successful. And you're like, no, it's not luck. It's that I put the work in. And I feel, you know, this is you manifesting. To have another deck that's this is 1 deck, 2 decks, 3 decks, 3 different decks, all giving you magician vibes. It says here, magical powers manifesting, rituals. Now, rituals, of course, is your habit. It is building routine. Structure works really well for you, and you get to build on your plans. But if you can think it, you can have it. You can make it happen. And we've got Cupid's arrow. I mean, look at this. Look at the synchronicities in your reading. You know, this is about you remaining on target with the things that you love doing. But also for some of you, not all of you, but some of you, there could be some romance in the working environment. Okay, so just be mindful of that. I mean, looking at the 5 of Pentacles there, some of you don't want to get involved with a person in your working environment because you fear that, you know, it could create a bit of a problem or stir. Could be a bit of a struggle there, but, you know, love is love and it will transcend these struggles. Also, I'm just being given, if you work for a company or work with a company, you could notice a lot of absences over the next coming weeks, whether that's through vacations or unwellness. You know, I feel a lot of you may have to pick up some extra slack there, but it actually highlights that you're capable, and, you know, it sets you apart from other people. And some of you with that 5 of Pentacles, if you've been unwell recently, I feel you could be getting back to best, but not rushing back to the working environment. Making sure that you are back to best before you return is important. Otherwise, you will have a setback, okay? But we've got these 2 cards. And of course, arrows are always about hitting your targets. So it says here, falling in love. So this could be falling in love with your career or aspects of your career, you know, meeting someone new. So some of you could meet a new person, but what I was picking up on is some of you may be headhunted. There could be someone leaving that you actually got on really well with. Or perhaps there's someone in your industry who is really making waves. Even if you're an independent worker, you could network and meet someone new. And this person could open doors for you because they love what you're about, okay? You know, just because it's about finding true love or falling in love, this can indicate someone loving what you do and drawing attention to it. But it can also be about you loving what you do and noticing that when you love something that you're doing, you advance quicker because it just feels like it's natural. It's not a chore. Now we also have steps. So yeah, I feel it's about pace as well. I mentioned that already, but it's about taking the necessary steps towards your goals, and you're on target to make those things happen. It says step-by-step approach, taking action, first steps to success, and pursue. So you're pursuing something you've been planning for a while or you have in motion, and you may be working behind the scenes, but you know, you're taking a methodical step-by-step approach to this, and it is something that is going to see you advance, and it is something that is going to pay off in your future there as well. Now we have ornaments. I did mention earlier, like extra money, like second streams of income. So this could be something that was on your mind. And as you see, these are very decorative, but they're all the same. Apart from this one is a little bit different. Okay, so it could be that you are doubling multiplying, whatever it is you're doing. It's like you're replicating in some way something that you do that could actually bear fruit financially. And I mentioned as well, you could be doing something in an office, or you could be doing something in like a warehouse. But on the side, you could be writing a book about what you do, or writing a book about, a niche topic that you have. So it could be second streams of income. Something's in motion right now while you do one thing and then you're doing the other, and it kind of like doubles your finances. But it says here, extra money, mature investment, celebration, retail, beauty, finish work, and retirement. Yeah, so I mentioned retirement there as well. But I mean, some of you, I mentioned you could be making purchases, but I do see like a loyalty card or some sort of points-based system where you could actually purchase some items, either get a discount or use those points to pay off everything, for example. We also have money coming on in, wealth. I mean, looking at the energy, I feel that you are maintaining and sustaining finances and wealth this month, but I do feel like your ideas will bring in more money, okay? And it says here, good investment, sales and finance, getting a raise, and lucky. Now, I definitely see here that you will be lucky with the Eight of Wands. That is advancement. The raise may come later, okay, because you are going from a Five of Pentacles to a Four of Pentacles. So it could be that you're on track to get a raise or on track to earn more money. That's what I'm seeing there. But I didn't see the raise energy in the month of July, August. Okay, it could be the end of August because things start to pick up pace there, more opportunity there. But I have to give you what I see. And of course, I'm going to read the cards for you as well and see how it is relevant. But I feel that comes a little bit later on. Now, interesting, I'm not into all this crypto stuff. I don't know anything about it, okay? But I just saw crypto kind of like signs and symbols over this card. I am clairvoyant, clairaudient, so I'm seeing them in the water now as well. Some of you may be into that, okay? And I mean, this could be that you're making some good investments, but do your due diligence because I feel there could be a bit of a dip, because you have the Chariot card in the reverse. So just watch out for that. I mean, you know the markets yourself. I don't know anything about that. So, use your own discernment and your own intuition and your own knowledge if you're into that. But I would just say be a little bit mindful, okay? Things kind of dip, but things like markets, it's for the long term. When it dips, normally it kind of does a big sky rise as well. So, what do I know? Let's just go and get a trinket or room before we close. Okay. So we have a frog. So this is like taking a leap, but also it is advancement. The frog represents lucky energy, opportunity to staircase or level up in some way. So I would say that this is going to be a dominant month. It may not feel like it, but I feel there's things going on behind the scenes and there's things that you're making happen yourself. And I just feel as they collide, those energies, they will complement each other. Because I get this complementary energy of this kind of like through line arc of your career and your success. And it just feels like you're about to level up or take a leap of faith on something, maybe launch something as well. I keep getting this energy of launch, whether it's your own business, whether it's a new line of whatever it is that you do already, or whether it is a new alliance. I would say you're going to be very successful, very secure in that. And it's going to be very fast-paced, but I feel like you're ready for it, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Leo. Thank you so much, and love and light.